What is the pyramid based on? Now, people ask me this all the time. Did I really have a pyramid in my studio? No, I didn't have the pyramid in my studio, but I had a pyramid in my mind. I mean, come on. What dance teacher doesn't know who they're going to put in the front and the middle of the routine before they walk in to choreograph it? We all do. Now, if you hire a guest choreographer to come in, like an outside teacher, somebody from LA or New York comes to your studio in Pittsburgh and choreographs a routine, they don't know the kids. They don't know who to put in the front and the middle. I do. And sometimes when I have outside people come, very rarely, but I have to change it because I know the kid that they picked to put in the front and the middle is fabulous in class, fabulous in that studio, gets on stage and chokes. But the kid next to them, who's okay in class, is dynamite on stage. And that's just one of those things that go with owning a studio. Now, what did I say about the pyramid? What do you have to do? Attendance, so you can't miss class. Did they follow all the rules? That means they're mothers too. Behavior was the first thing I said. Behavior. What does that mean, kids? Did you smart mouth me? Were you sassy? Did I hear you smart mouth your mother? Well, sometimes those mothers needed that, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm looking at behavior-wise. It's not so much when you're out there dancing, but in the studio. Are you nice to everybody? Are you respectful to the other teachers, to the secretary, to the staff? Those are important things growing up. Work ethic. What does that mean? Work ethic. When you came in to the studio to work with me for your solo, were you prepared? Did you remember the choreography that you had the day before? Do you? Were you dressed correctly? Maybe your hair is supposed to be in 2 ponytails for the routine. Maybe it's supposed to be a braid. I want you to look like that when you walk in. Are you warmed up? Are you ready to go? Those are all part of being a great dancer and having a good work ethic. Attendance. Did you just show up for your private with me, or have you been in all of your classes all day yesterday? All important. So how do you get to the top of the pyramid? You win. You do all those things. The behavior, the work ethic, the attendance, and you go out on that competition stage and you do what we taught you. You don't forget what we taught you and then have to make it up on your own. And then your mother is so proud of you because, oh, she forgot, but she covered it, but she covered it, but she covered it. Yeah, but why did she forget in the first place? Come on, really? You're gonna be a professional dancer and you're just gonna change the choreography of Wicked because you forgot what to do out there? No, that doesn't fly with me. Do what you were given and you have a better shot at winning. If you wanna be the choreographer and you wanna make up your own routine, then you have to enter yourself in the competition. Because I don't want to take credit for your choreography. No, not when you're 6. That pyramid was intense. I don't like to use the word hate, but I hated the pyramid. 4 hours. 4. That's how long it took to film the pyramid. And the whole time, I'm thinking in my head of what all we have to do. Do I have to do a group? A trio, a duet, do I have a group, do I have 3 solos? We have all this choreo to do, and they're wasting time with me pulling paper off of the front of pictures. First it was the chalkboard and I got to spin it around. And then it's on the mirror, right? Okay, so I'm pulling them off. They're falling, the kids know who they are because they fall and they see the picture. I peel it off and the tape rips the kid's face off because somebody put the tape in the wrong place. It was a nightmare and it took forever. And they would not let us leave. The producers, which there's a Broadway show called The Producers, but someday I want to do a whole YouTube about producers. Anyway, the pyramid was awful. Dreaded it. And it took up so much time. So the producers would never let us leave. Like the mothers get out, go upstairs and let me start working. Now, let me just tell you some behind the scenes stuff. While I'm doing this pyramid, I'm standing in a room, the biggest, largest, best room in my studio, right? Well, all my studios have beautiful floors, but I'm in the big room. My senior company, 27 kids, like 15 to 18 years old, are in a much smaller room. Right? They're in a much smaller room taking class, while 6 little kids are sitting on the floor and I'm standing there with the chalkboard. We could have shot that in another room. We could have shot that in the lobby. We could have shot that outside. But no, we're taking up the big room away from the kids that are all paying for it. That's why I was always so crazy, because I could see the other kids flying through the door to come running into class. And I was like, and many times that first year, they would open the door to the room and we would have to stop and start again because they were so used to running into Studio A. And it was horrible. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. I hated every minute of it. And I think it's the one thing that the mothers just also despised. They had to fight because nobody would say cut and we could move on to the dances because we had to have a fight. There had to be a fight. And they kept telling the moms, say this to Abby, say that to Abby, tell Abby this. They would literally run in the producers and stop and whisper in people's ears what to say. But the moms also knew that their kids had to learn a new routine. So they didn't want to say anything because they were going to take my time up. And they know I'm going to go after them. They know it. And the kid is like sitting on the floor dying like, Mom, don't say anything. Mom, don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Because then I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be in the back. I'm going to be whatever. And they were right. And it was just horrible. And people love it. And they ask me all the time about it. And then as time went on, it didn't make sense to me anymore, the pyramid. Because whoever won at the competition should be on the top of the pyramid. Unless maybe something else happened at the competition. And so I felt another kid should have been up there. Does that make sense? Maybe somebody was in a different age category and they were the youngest and yet they beat everybody. Rather than the kid, I forgot to tell you this. So, at the competitions, remember, there was no producer that was ever at a dance competition before in their lives. Never been to a dance competition. So when we go to the first competition, they have no idea what's going on. And one year, the beginning, I don't know if it was the first year or second year, they left. They wrapped, stopped shooting, wrapped up, took all their equipment and left. And I'm sitting there looking at Gianna like, what are they doing? Not only did we win the category, not only did we win the high score of the day, we were invited to do a special dance-off that night. They all leave. They're like in their rooms packing their luggage to leave. And we're sitting there and the kids dance again and we won the whole entire thing and they missed all of it. They didn't know. That was the thing. In the pyramid, it was supposed to be whoever won. But if the same person started winning, then they made me put someone else at the top of the pyramid. They did the pyramid. Then I would go in and look at it and go, nope, nope, nope. And I would move it. Then they would move it back and say no. So it was kind of just dumb after a while. After a while, it never made sense to me because they would have so-and-so at the top of the pyramid, but then they weren't getting a solo this week. They were going to get something else. It was kind of like when I had to send Brady home because he was too good. Who throws out the best dancer? Not me. No way. That was all production. And I think the fans really went crazy. And so they realized. In fact, I was at a cocktail party. I guess it was out here in LA, and I was in a cocktail party with somebody, and they saw an executive from the network, and they said, oh, when I heard that Brady was going home, I was on that phone so fast, and I told those producers, you better get him back in 24 hours. See? Even they got in trouble.